Hello everyone. This is a bit of a different one today. I thought one of the things I wanted to do when I created my channel, Michael and Anna Do Stuff, was to include some non-gaming things. So this is one of my other hobbies, which is building model trains and model railways. I'm a huge fan of Japanese railways, particularly the ones around Tokyo, because Annalise and I went there about 2 years ago now, and we absolutely fell in love with the place. Got kind of obsessed with Japan and Japanese culture, but I've always been a trains guy, and so for a couple of years I've had plans to build a sort of Japanese city-based layout set in Tokyo, and this is about as far as I've got. I started this last summer, so June 2021, after I finished a bunch of work stuff, and started building this in sections. Now this we don't own this house. This is a rental. So the whole idea was that it should be able to come apart. And there's a large section here. It's about 1 meter by 1 meter. A second large section here. A third there. A fourth is this bit. Then this is a sixth. This is a pull-out section here, so you can duck under. That will be removable. And then a seventh along here. There's also 2 extra bits which I haven't finished, which are for those are going to be for train storage. They've got cuddly toys and stuff on them at the moment. And I've also got a Valverde stream up there, which is real fun, while I'm building the layout. So, this is the progress I've made so far. So obviously, one of the great things about the Japanese railways is the amazing bullet trains, of which I've got 2 here. I've got a whole collection of them. But they also have very nice. This is the Tokyo Drift style expressway. They also have very nice commuter trains and kind of little local express trains, which I quite like. There you go. I've sort of been making a little Shibuya crossing style thing. So let's go in and have a little look at how I've built this. Under there, that's a dresser that's kind of gotten buried by this whole thing. So the ultimate idea is to have the big Tokyo Station building right here. At the moment, this is kind of turned into a workbench because I'm building it. And something you'll notice if you go to Tokyo, you watch videos about Tokyo, there's a lot of raised areas where the train tracks are, and the roads kind of go under them. So that was kind of how I designed this. Over here, this is an area I was very much looking forward to building. These are buildings I've had for a little while. These are actually little card kits you can get. This is, I think, based on something from Osaka, not from Tokyo, but it looks pretty good in situ. So back here is going to be like Shibuya crossing style thing, where there'll be big, zebra crossings and stuff. And I want to light up the buildings and things, but that's a very much a later stage. So basically, this is a map of Tokyo. This is a huge rail map of Tokyo. You can see there's a billion lines and things running through the city. When we went to visit Tokyo, we stayed around here. This is a place called Ningyocho, which is in the Nihonbashi kind of area. But we weren't very far from Tokyo Station, so we went there quite a lot, actually. Loads of great food, and it's a lovely kind of open plaza with an old building that's been restored, a lovely old railway building. It's gigantic inside. The thing's like it's like a 3-level mall, all underground. We got quite lost in there a couple of times, actually. But basically, I've based this layout on like about this much of a stretch of the main lines in and out of Tokyo Station. So you have 2 of the most famous. What are they called? The like little commuter lines. There's a line called the Yamanote Line, which is green coloured and goes all the way around Tokyo, and it connects Ueno, Shinagawa, Shibuya, Shinjuku, and Ikebukuro. Those are the kind of 6 main cities of Tokyo, and they're all connected by this one line. There's another line that goes through here that's blue, kind of a sky blue colour, and that's the Keihin Tohoku. And that kind of goes north-south up that way and down that way. There's a couple of others, but the other one that goes down from Tokyo is the bullet train, or the Tokaido Shinkansen, as it's known. There's also one that goes north. So basically, the idea being, if you were to turn this on its side and wrap it around in a loop, that's what this layout is. So that is where Tokyo Station will be. It's going to have, I think, gosh, how many platforms had I decided on? I think it's something like 14. It's crazy. So there's going to be 2 here for the commuter trains. Another, let me see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. No, I think there's going to be more than that. I should actually know this, but I haven't worked on this area for ages. Okay, yeah. Oh no, there's going to be 2 raised up here as well. Okay, don't worry about those for now. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. So it might be 15 tracks. That's kind of interesting. I thought it was 14. Maybe I counted that wrong. Anyway, so the idea is that the back 6 tracks or so, basically from here all the way round, and from there, this little bridge that comes off all the way to here, those are just for bullet trains. And the rest of this is all commuter and sort of little express trains and stuff. So, yeah. I haven't actually started any of the wiring or track laying. It's just taken months and months to get all of this planned out and get it to work. I spent quite a lot of time building these piers, these kind of concrete piers. I painted them with, like, I don't know if you can see it easily there. I've painted it with like a concrete texture paint, and then weathered it a little bit with some sort of drips, as will happen. I've also got some siding which I've made, and that'll go on the side just like there. I think that looks quite realistic, actually. It looked quite good. And then there's going to be kind of ballast and stuff all over the tracks. So yeah, basically the idea of this is, and one of the things that's brilliant about Tokyo is that or the Japanese train systems generally, is that they're not. It's not like if you've taken trains in England or America, where you've got the super high speed trains on the same tracks as your commuter trains, and so they've actually separated them all out by what kind of train they are. So you have a completely separate line just for the Shinkansen, the bullet trains, and they are not affected. They can't be delayed. They can't be kind of held up by slower trains that are stopping more often, which is just a brilliant. It's very expensive to build, apparently. There was a point at which the Japanese state had built up like an insane amount of debt from building this huge system, but it works amazingly. So basically, the highest level are all the way around the room, and that peels off, and that will go behind. There'll be like a skyboard, a scenery board there, that goes all the way around the room, round here, and connects up again where we were. It's just a giant loop, really. That's just for the bullet trains, and they have there's a little bridge that will come off here, and it will go into the staging, and there'll be a staging yard, like a kind of train park, just for bullet trains. Down about 5 centimeters so that they can get under here. This is where the rest of the trains are going to be at. This is the level they're all going to be at. There's going to be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and there's going to be a little station here, just a little commuter station. And this is going to be based on Yurakucho Station, which is just a little bit south of the main Tokyo station. So basically what's going to happen over here is there's going to be 3 levels of train staging. So it's going to be quite high capacity, I think. It's something like 28 tracks. You can probably just about see this Cork road here. That's going to be a little line, and that's on the lowest level. That's on this level. That's going to have a row of 9 tracks on the bottom, and trains will be able to duck under and come up this ramp. And this is the bit I've been working on today, figuring out this big ramp. It comes up here. In fact, I have a train to demonstrate it. So here it goes. Let's have the camera in focus, shall we? So it sort of ducks down underneath. Take the track together temporarily. Nice smooth gradient. And then eventually you can just about see over there where it will connect up. I think it's quite satisfying the way that it... I was just testing it today to ensure that there's enough space here. Things have gotten sugared around a little bit. That should be more like that. There you go. So there's plenty of space there for things. It's not gonna knock into anything. Which is always the thing you should do first. Is this, as far as I know, this is my longest and my widest train car. You might be able to see that this one is a tiny bit shorter. So yeah, that's roughly where we are. The next thing I'm going to do probably is finish. These top ones are nailed down now. They're actually screwed in underneath. And they're screwed in under this baseboard too. And the next thing I'm going to do is start doing the same with this level. But only temporarily, so that I can still get to the wiring. The whole idea I'd had was to do the more difficult parts to reach first, and have the wires drop straight down from the tracks through... it's a little hard to see under here, but basically wires will need to feed the tracks up here, so I'll drill through, and they'll go down through here, and then underneath, that's where all the wiring will be. So yeah, that's where we are. And I suppose at some point I will do another little video explaining what I'm doing. Oh yes, it would have been easier if I'd referred to this. This is the kind of general plan for the layout. So you've got your bullet trains around the outside, and then there's a bunch of loops around the inside for commuter trains and so on. And there'll be 6 controllers that will control each of the 6 loops. All right, I think that's it for the moment. I will do another update in due course. But I thought I'd spend a little bit at the beginning of 2022 just getting this thing up and running, basically. Okay, lads, see you next time.